You were watching Father Fish. Now please enjoy the video.
Well, hi there.
Hey.
Thanks. Guess who's here?
Long time.
Hey, Ro. Nice to see you.
Hey, Lou.
How are you doing? You look great.
I don't feel great. My hair's gotten long.
Yes, it has. That's a
I
good
feel
thing.
tired. Tired's how I feel.
Working hard, being busy,
Very much so.
raising little ones,
Oh, yeah.
and lots of fish.
Lots. There, it's much better. Sorry, I had a fish tank light in my face over here.
Okay. So you called me a few minutes ago,
I did.
and you were talking about fish. Oh, we got somebody else coming up here. In a
Oh,
few
who we got?
Somebody I want you to meet.
Okay.
Yeah, EJ. Amazing woman. The same kind of excitement about fish that you have. She's really been digging into live food and
Yeah.
really doing a lot with it. Um, she just went out in the muck this afternoon and did some collecting. So we're going to take a look at that. She's in her car right now. She's going to pull over and pop up. But tell us a little bit about what's been going on. We haven't heard from you in months and months and months.
I know. Well, I have been working my butt off. When you got 4 kids, you got to take care of. It's hard when you're doing it on your own, but working basically 2 jobs and having my fish business on the side too. And between the kids, my work, and the website, I'm lucky if I get sleep. Like tonight, I've got to work all night long until 8 a.m. in the morning. And when I get home, I got to ship out packages.
Wow.
And, yeah. And I've been up since 8 this morning. So it's rough. It's rough, but I still have all my ponds and all my tanks. I haven't disappeared. I just haven't had time to do any videos. So it takes a lot of editing, and which I don't do much editing anyways. You know me. I just kind of let it be.
I never edit anything. I just, whatever it is, it goes out. Just put it out there. I'll tell you what, you were mentioning that you're raising rainbows outdoors in a pond and getting really good growth.
Yeah.
That's important because that's been one of the biggest things that has slowed down doing rainbows is they grow so slowly in tanks.
They do.
But you've been getting good growth in ponds. What size ponds are you growing them out in?
Well, I've got one pond. We call it the super pond, and it's just a 300-gallon pond. It's a small pond, and we get the best growth out of that. I've got the red-eyed albino swordtails I put in there, and I put them in there in April. They're already at 4 inches, and they wasn't an inch when I put them in there. I don't know what it is about this pond, but anything we put in there, it's almost full grown within a month. It's really crazy. But then I've got 3 more 300-gallon ponds, and then I got 1,000-gallon pond and a few 100-gallon ponds outside. But the ones I've got my Bozeman eye in are the 1,000-gallon ponds, and that's the ones that, and the super pond is the ponds that I see massive growth. I got my Bozeman eye in 2021, and they're already 4 inches, and they were babies when I got them, and that's unheard of. I can't believe they're that big, but they spent last summer outside, and that's where they gained all their growth and color. I mean, when you bring these babies back in the fall, they are beautiful. They're gorgeous. Mother Nature does better than we ever could. So
You bet. Well, you probably just like got a lot of food in there. That's clearly what's making the difference.
Yeah, there's a lot of live foods. We got a lot of frogs, a lot of tadpoles. Of course, the fish eat all the mosquito larvae, but and during the winter, I try my best not to tear them down and just let them sit over season too. That helps because every bit of the biological life in there is ready to go next year. But some of them I've had to move, so I've had to sprinkle down and start them again. But it's just we start back out with seeded substrate and everything from other ponds, and it don't take long, and they're good to go.
Nice. Let's see. EJ, she said she's in the middle of nowhere. Just
no.
She'll be coming up when she's ready, I guess. I got the link out there. So what? Tell me. You said you're doing some plecostomus, some plecos. What do you have?
Yeah. I've got some leopard frog plecos. I've got the green dragon plecos, longfin green dragons. I've got the albino green dragons, the pineapple, I believe what it was called. I got some of them. I sold my red calico plecos. I had some snow whites. Unfortunately, there's such a weak line right now that I lost all but one. And I've got a little loner. He's in there chilling in my 150-gallon tank, but I'm going to try the snow whites again. I might go with longfin this time, but I'm going to wait about a year or two until the line gets more established because it's very weak, and I really don't want to breed and sell fish that's not going to do well for a customer. I want to make my fish bulletproof, and I'm going to wait a few more years so the genetics can get a little stronger for that line. But I've got the honeycomb plecos. I've got the starlight plecos.
And you said you thought your leopard frogs had spawned.
I think so. I haven't checked it yet. And normally I'd be rushing over there with the flashlight. Have they done it? But I got 2 of them at the pet store, and they're really hard to sex. I've learned how to sex these fish, and it's not like your regular bristle nose, how the male's got bristles and the female don't. It isn't easy like that at all. You really got to know your fish when you sex these guys. But obviously at the pet store, they had 2 females, and they were labeled as a pair, and I got them for $350. And then I bought 2 more that was supposed to be a pair, and it turned out to be 2 males. So I've got 2 males and 2 female leopard frogs right now, but the sources I got them from both claimed to have a pair, and they really weren't a pair. They were the same sex. I don't know if it's to avoid breeding, avoid the competition. Believe it or not, there's a lot of competition out there. People do not want you breeding fish and then, selling them. And I'm thinking it's crazy. It's just fish. Why don't we all enjoy it? But I don't know. Really? I guess a lot of people take time, they spend a lot of time developing a line of fish, and they don't want everyone breeding it and make a profit off of it, I guess. But I don't know.
People get proprietary, don't they?
Yes. I like, I don't know. I got a new Rio Etopa I crossed, and it's orange. It's got like the back half of it's orange, and I'm just like, I don't care. I'll sell pairs. I'll sell trios. If other people breed them, that's fine. I don't care, but I've got them for sale on Facebook, not Facebook, Aquabid. I do a lot of my business on Aquabid. That's where most of my business is done. But I do have a website you could order from, but I put a lot of stuff on Aquabid. Just, I don't know. I like it. I order stuff from Aquabid too. And I have to tell you, I've only had one bad experience out of probably 40 orders that I put on there.
I was on Aquabid years ago. I did a couple of thousand orders. And wound up with just one negative out of 500 or 600. What's the name of your business on Aquabid? What is it called?
It's Rose Aquatics. It's Rose Aquatics all across the board. Yeah, keep it simple.
Okay. Right. EJ, where are you? We're waiting for you to come up here. Let me post the link again. She may not. She's on her phone. See if I can get it. Want you guys to meet. Let's see, who else is here? Vibes Aquatics. Just subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Vibes. James Green. Bass Queen. Glassbox Fox. EJ she drove her daughter to a summer camp 5 hours one way.
Oh, and man.
On her way back this afternoon, she and her son stopped in a ditch, and they got some fish and got muddy and got some green water. So,
where's she located? In Florida?
In Texas. No.
Just like Florida, right?
In southern Texas. Yeah, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
It does.
Let's see. Glassbox Fox, Vibes Aquatics. Who else is here? We got 25 folks in here.
What's up, Banoski?
Banoski's here. Yeah, sure enough.
It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I thought about doing some more live streams, but I don't want to step on toes. Heck, I've been out of the game so far.
Vibes, just subscribe to your channel. Here she is.
Thanks.
Hi, how are you?
Hey. So what all did you get?
Thank you. I was listening to you on the stream. Okay, so story time. My daughter's diabetic. My son's impaired. I just have two. They're enough. And my dog shipped to go to a diabetes camp for kids her age that is just simply it's like away. Middle of nowhere. It's 106 degrees in Texas. Get up in the morning. I didn't really sleep. Actually, I didn't. I dozed for like maybe an hour. I don't know. I didn't. I never felt. Me. Yeah. So we leave at 3 a.m. Entire way. Get her super excited. Then find a puddle or if it's so darn hot. There's nothing with shade in it at all. So we found literally a green puddle in the middle of the hot, and we didn't bring any fish gear with us. Post videos. It's really the result.
There's the green water.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's great water.
It is green.
Yes, it is. That's good water right there.
Yeah, it is. She's got little beetles in it.
Yeah.
There we go.
God knows what's in it. I recognize mosquito. I think there's
She got some Gambusi in there, I think.
And
Oh, I had some of
can't see
those.
the line very well, but we'll. If anybody knows how
I
to
don't think she's
noodle,
getting good reception in the garage.
Get your net. Get your little screen in front of the camera. I think we're losing her.
I think it did. That green water's awesome though. That stuff's amazing. You want to grow rainbows, you do that.
Oh yeah, it's full of a little tiny beetle. Yeah, we lost her.
Oh, she'll be back.
Yeah,
A
really
lot of
tiny
small
one. It's
fishes.
like less than a quarter of an inch long, and
Oh,
it's full of them. It's one I'd never seen before. It might just be juvenile phase, of a bigger water beetle. I don't know.
maybe.
But I spotted. I was looking at it earlier before we started, and I spotted Gambusia, I think, and it looked like some killies. Maybe I don't know what kind. Might have been
Least
bluefin killie. No, more like bluefin killie.
yeah.
That size and shape. Did not see any leaf killies. That would be nice if you got some of them. And a lot of babies. I think it was probably full of Gambusia. So,
Yeah, they're all over the place. Right? I couldn't give them away on Aquabid.
well, they're worthless.
Unless
They
you have mosquitoes. If you have mosquitoes, then you can use them. But
Yeah, anything will eat mosquitoes, though.
yes,
Larvae.
there's a lot more colorful fish out there that'll eat them.
Yeah, really. Let's see. Try Hard is here. Don't know. Try Hard.
Wants a wrench.
Can I have a wrench? You got a wrench. Try
Oh,
Hard.
Vibes dropped my channel. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm showing he's got one. Who else? I don't see anybody else without a wrench. According to my records, you got a wrench. Try Hard.
Well, my baby's
Like
playing
Kira said
sports.
you do. Right.
I got my son into football now, Lou. My
Oh,
youngest.
how's he doing?
Well, he's right here, actually. Say hi.
Hi.
He
How
lost
are
his
you? Are you liking football? All right. What position you playing?
He don't know yet. He just understanding the game. I'm learning right behind him there.
Tomorrow,
Okay.
tomorrow is my first day of practice.
Yep, tomorrow's his first day of
Oh, wow.
practice.
Well, that's
It'll
going to be
be here.
exciting.
Yeah, she's right behind me. She's asleep, but she's going to be a cheerleader. So
Well,
she was
all right.
the diva was upset because she didn't get her cheerleading outfit yesterday when he got his gear. So she was highly upset. She was fussing at him. Why don't I have my pom poms? She said. All right,
That's
buddy, go play. All right.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Let's see who else.
Don't
Last
care.
Kira. Yep, go ahead.
I'm gonna step right behind the camera here. I've got to get my medicine out of my closet and take it right now. And just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I got to kind of move you a little bit. I'll be right back.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, goodness. Vibes Aquatics. Techno Hippie. Let's see. Techno, you don't have a wrench. Get Techno a wrench. And see, Alex, I just gave you a wrench. So you're good. Don't want a glass box hero calling me Louie. It's just somebody who knows me better not know them. Then I went in to give the troll a wrench. Listen, any trolls that get wrenches lose them pretty quick. It only takes, I got everybody else here ganging up on trolls. So it's never an issue. Everybody's chomping at the bit to get the trolls. We don't have a problem with trolls.
I've got some of my best customers and best viewers started out as trolls.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've got a few
That's
I had one that actually sent me a message just the other day begging me to start doing lives again. And he started out as a troll. And I invited trolls to my stream and I'd mess with them and have a good old time. But
I know you did. Yeah.
yeah, and
You
he's
had,
like, "Please
you had
stop."
a wide open channel. That was fun.
Yeah.
I saw EJ trying to get back up. Apparently, she's out in the wilderness with her phone and probably having trouble getting a signal.
Yeah, it seemed like that she was in and out of signal.
Yeah, ABC. Hello, ABC. Good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Vibes, Chris Howell.
I'll be honest too, Father Fish. Another reason why I hadn't been on stream, and a lot of people wouldn't be this brave, but I kept this to myself and I didn't tell anybody, but it was physical. I had to get some work done, but the medication I'm on absolutely devastated all these teeth.
Oh my.
And if you can see this, I don't know, I'll hold it up. That's what they looked like before. Can you see that?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were ruined. And it really hurt me. I wouldn't smile. I felt bad. And, it was a confidence killer, and I didn't know it was medication I took. And afterwards, I figured, after I figured out what was causing it, I went and had corrective. See, they're pretty now.
Yeah.
I had them fixed, but it costed quite a bit because I had to have some crowns. And but I didn't want to lose my fronts. That's about all I got left going for me is a smile, and I didn't want to mess it up. So,
Good for you. Yeah.
that's another reason why I hadn't been on too. But
Well, I'm glad you got that dealt with. You look great.
well, thank you. I feel great. I feel a lot better.
Good. Mo M, I'm starting a discus tank, dirty deep substrate, heavily planted, 6 and a 75. Well, that maybe requires some routine water changes. Mo M, do water changes as you need to. Try to track your water. You don't need to do it for the sake of doing it. I found with discus, and I was keeping them in a smaller tank than that. I had a dozen 3 to 4 inchers in a 55. And I would do a water change about 50% every 2 months or so. Whenever I felt like, or it looked like things were getting a little off, I'd do a water change. But with the deep substrate, it's going to hold up pretty well. Just don't overfeed. That's the biggest thing with discus. It's easy to overfeed them, and you wind up fouling the water when you do it.
I do it all the time. I'm guilty. I loved it. Well, as Southerners, we like to feed everything. I've got a lot of snails, Lou, and I've got a bunch of the Hercules snails, mystery snails, you name it. And I've got them in my 75, and I dump a whole quart of green beans every day. Every day.
Wow.
And eat them that whole night. By probably the next day, they're gone. Every one of them. But they're heavy eating snails. And I don't change water in that tank very often at all. I do have a lot of frog bit in there that soaks up a lot of the nutrient, but I mainly just top it off. And all it isn't a dirty tank, I know, but it's just a deep sand bed. That's all it is.
Well, in time, that becomes a dirty tank. There she is.
There we are.
Let's hope that 5G doesn't kill me.
That's better.
I figure the Mexican restaurant and McDonald's might have something a little bit better. I was at a gas station.
Ah.
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
Good. So,
what else do you have in the green water?
I have absolutely no idea. Yeah. I know there's fish. There's definitely bugs of some kind. I saw midge larvae, so there's that. And then, oh my God, these things hop. There's, oh God, here. A couple of these fish aren't making it, but it is what it is. But there's these things, and they won't stop. And the water's really hot. So okay, there's a midge larvae. There's these things that are just crawling all over it. They look like some sort of water bug. And I swear I saw the biggest scud I've ever seen in my life in here.
Do you think those are bluefin, Kelly? Lou?
There's some kind of killie.
Yeah, some of them
I don't
are.
know.
They're
You know,
not
they
all
might.
making it. So I guess Glassbox loves his gamboozis. I mean, the water is so hot.
Your screen is the nets. There we go. That's better.
Yeah, you're on there.
The water's so hot
There's
that a
one.
few of these fish aren't making it, but there's plenty in here that are.
Can you show us a dead one?
Yeah.
That way that one won't be hopping around. I don't know. I can't really tell. It does look like a little killie, though.
Yeah, it's the right kind of shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I did see what looked like gambusia, but they might not be.
Yeah.
But you have to get them home, get them in a tank.
Yeah.
We'll know. We'll know. But that's exciting.
I kind of want to keep them wiggling. So.
Yeah.
Right. You got a lot of them in there.
I've got a lot of something in here. So I'm just going to, I don't want this to contaminate the rest of my tanks till I know exactly what's in here, because the last thing I want is something like a dragonfly or a damselfly, which I'm pretty darn certain there's something in here. Although, and I think there actually might be Daphnia in here too.
Probably.
Yeah,
Well,
and there's
water's definitely rich enough for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What I do is I have a silk net. So what I do, which I can use this green water to feed my other Daphnia as long as I filter it through a silk net, which is I don't know why they don't sell that on the market. Those things are fabulous, except I DIY'd it essentially. But
but you can get a lot of live foods that way, and you can keep from the harmful critters out that way too, and let the phytoplankton and everything go through.
Yeah, I actually literally tested it one day where I specifically grabbed Hydra off of a glass where I could see it on the grass, and I took a turkey baster and I specifically sucked up the Hydra and then filtered it through the silk net that I DIY'd, and I could literally see it on top of that silk net kind of wriggling around, it was really more like a limp sea anemone.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like some sort of water bug, I swear. And then I showed Father Fishes is like the largest looking worm in there I've ever seen in my life. I can't find him; he's in there, but. and then there's probably about an inch of mud at the bottom of all of this.
Get the charger. That mud's probably got a lot of. You might have dragonfly. I mean, it's hard to. It's hard to get by with not having the dragonfly or damselfly larva.
I would have no doubt that there's something in there that I don't want, which is why I'm going to keep them separate. But there's stuff in here I do want. So
right.
We'll just. So how many babies you got, Ro?
Of what? Human babies? I got 4.
Love how you have to distinguish it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if we were talking fish or if we were talking kids. I just realized it okay, she's talking because my babies are right here.
If you're anything like me, you've lost count of how many fish babies.
Yeah.
So,
I have. I'm kind of addicted, and I probably spent 10 grand this year on fish.
So I lost my job probably about 2 months ago. Which is okay. As long as my kids have health care and they have what they need to live, I'm the Father Fish system really taught me how to live on the cheap, especially since I'm not afraid to get dirty. Man, we walked into that gas station covered in mud from head to toe. I'll upload the video. We bought these dollar I really didn't think it through. So we bought these dollar flip flops, thinking we could use that for when we go like fishing in the mud. And those things didn't like you put one foot in the mud,
they're gone.
The shoe ain't coming back.
They're gone.
Yeah, so I've got like mud up to my calf, and so is my son, and we're like, well, we're hoping they don't kick us out.
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
No, there wasn't. And what I did also is I grabbed some spring water. I didn't want the purified water. I didn't want any of the other stuff. I grabbed some spring room temperature water just to cool this down a little bit, because I did a little bit of research. Daphne actually really likes spring water. So I figured if Daphne likes spring water, then most other things have it. But I didn't want to get like the ice cold spring water, because that wasn't going to do well. But the room temperature, just kind of put it a little bit. They're able to survive pretty easily in here, at least until I can get them home. I've got another 2 hours. So
oh wow.
I figured I don't know. I kind of put this styrofoam thing in a plastic container and put ice around it. It's not going to affect the temperature, but it'll keep it from moving around. And then I'm just going to like as tight as I can, and then pray.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, my son had a blast. Now he's like up front going, I don't want to be on camera, but whatever.
Mine wants to be. Mine keeps coming in here trying to shove his little head in like he's doing now.
My son's funny that way. I mean, he's literally a performer, but he's also an introvert. I don't ask me how it works. It just does.
Not right now. Well, sister's going to go in the pool when you're going in the pool, and you're not going in it right now. You can throw a fit if you want.
I can barely keep up with 2. I don't know how you can handle 4.
Well, my 2 oldest ones, I've got an 18-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And I've got the 2 youngest live with me, and my 2 oldest live with their dad. So that helps a bit.
You got the youngest one though. That's hard to work when you got them so young.
Yeah, it is. But that's okay. I like them. I like the way it's set up.
Yeah, good. I'm glad it's working for you then. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't want to work because my kids are so it's a full-time job just keeping track of their chronic conditions. But inflation got to bring in something. So I've literally been going to job interviews saying, okay, so this is my priority. You still want to hire me?
Yeah. I just gotta. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a husband at all, and I kind of have to do it on my own. But it's okay. It's all right. They've got what they need, and I'm able to get them more than what they need sometimes. Mm-hmm. So they're not hurting for anything at all. But it's rough. It's really rough because there's nights, especially at night. I love cuddling with my babies, and I have to work all night. So I miss it greatly. But it's what it is,
Well, yeah, when I was a single mom, I had to work at night too, and I hated it.
I like the hours. I just miss the kids,
Yeah, especially when they're so young. It's tough. It's like you have that perpetual guilt thing going on. There's just nothing you can get around it.
Yes, you do.
Hey,
and then they say, Mama, don't go to work. Please stay home. I'm like, I'm out of vacation time, guys, and I'm almost pointed out because y'all beg me so much. But I've laid out a few times. So, I can't keep doing that. Mama's got to pay those bills, so y'all got to get over it.
When this thing happened with my 2 kids, I actually gave up a really lucrative career, and it was the best decision of my life. It was a very well-paying, very lucrative, highly stressful. And after a while, I was like, you know what? I don't like this anymore.
Sometimes it's not worth the money.
It really wasn't. And, being able to spend more time with my kids, being able to make sure they're okay, especially since they're both in middle school and with this, it's been the biggest blessing of my life.
That's a rough age, too.
And Fish, and Father Fish. He's been a wonderful support. My God, he's been a wonderful support. Oh, look, Hi, how are you? We weren't talking about you at all.
Hi there.
Bro,
Lou's
it's
great.
so nice to meet you.
What?
I was saying, Rue, how do you say?
Ro. My name's
Ro?
Rochelle, but everyone just calls me Ro. Yeah.
Bro, I love it. It's so nice to meet you.
You
You need
too.
to upload more videos.
I know.
I'm all about that, independent, strong, let's get this fish thing off the ground with all life's challenges. Doesn't matter the gender, we all got challenges.
That's right. Yes, we do.
Well, you two guys are going to get along famously. You're both kind of in the same boat doing the same kinds of things. EJ's a little bit behind you, Ro. She just started last fall.
Yeah,
Oh,
November.
yeah?
She's moving at breakneck speed.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Jump in full force and just go for it.
You mean jump into dirty, green, disgusting water that we're pretty sure there's a lot of dead things in there, which there
I
are.
love it.
It's good for you.
Yeah, I think here's the thing is that actually my husband's like, you have the strangest hobby because I've never been afraid of the organic, like, ooh, what's this in the water? There's more to it than just simply something sterile. And and frankly, it saved my checkbook too, man. I wish I found Father Fish a lot sooner. When I first got started, I would have saved hundreds of dollars.
That's the thing about this hobby, and that's why I hate PetSmart and I hate it because they're all about getting people in it just for that quick initial. We're going to get you into the hobby. We're going to rob you, and then we don't care what happens to you after that.
It's not just PetSmart, and it's not just PetSmart and Petco. There's a lot of people who are behind the sterile aquarium, and they push it, and it's either ignorance or it's just because it's just a culture that's built around it. But I feel that if you're a true fish keeper in plants and the whole ecosystem, it is not you can't just put a fish in a box and keep the environment sterile.
Would you want to be in a clean room all the time? Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be. I mean, like in a hospital. Like in a hospital, a clean room. I wouldn't want to live like that. And I know the fish don't either.
Yeah. Yeah, we were in the hospital. My daughter was in the hospital. She and I were in the hospital for the first part of January when we first discovered that she was type 1. And it was very sterile. It was very scary. The nurses and the doctors made it as calm and as friendly as possible. But it didn't take away from the fact that it was a sterile, foreign environment, and you didn't want to be there. I wonder that's how the fish feel.
Well, probably the same way, I bet. Probably.
I was talking to a doctor today. So my niece's husband, he's a retired doctor. And we were talking about dirted tanks and sterile tanks. And I made the comment that sterility in an aquarium is the opposite of godliness.
Well, it just makes for weak fish. I found out that nobody.
Yeah.
Realistically, your average fish keeper, the people that don't really, and isn't like hardcore like us that would just go out and buy some glowfish for their kid or something, they're not going to keep that tank sterile once a week. They might change it every 2 months, 2 or 3 months, and it's if your fish are so fragile that if the nitrates get beyond 10 parts per million, they're dying off, then what good am I to you if I'm making fish like that? Because they're going to die on you.
Right.
I want my fish to be bulletproof. I actually expose my fish to ick. I expose them to everything. And the ones that live are the ones that you can't kill my fish. And that's another thing too. Like whenever I take my fish to pet stores, they've always got ick. So if you've got sterile, clean room fish and you take them in there, they're going to die on them. And they're going to die before they can sell them. So they're not going to want to do business with you again. So I try to make my fish as hardy as I can. That way the pet stores can actually keep them alive and sell them. That way it keeps me in business too. So, it's just, I found that out after breaking my neck and, cleaning tanks constantly. And it was just a hassle. I spent a lot of time before I met Father Fish. I spent a lot of time watching Mother Nature because I was just sitting there one day. I'm like, man, she's got it down pat. It rains, there get water changes. These plants are growing. It's taking everything out of the tanks. What can I do to replicate this? Because this is the way God intended for everything to be, and I'm just like, frog bit has been if I could pay an employee to do what that frog bit does, I'd be broke because that frog bit saves me so much time between water changes and everything else that it's an amazing plant itself. I mean, my nitrates, everything, 0, 0, 0. And I mean, I pour a quart of green beans in a 75-gallon every day. Every day. It's insane, but it keeps it perfect. And it's got one sponge filter. And it's for a 10-gallon tank, too. The sponge filter.
It was through frog bit.
You're cutting out. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I can hear you, but your screen's froze.
I think we're losing her again.
Yeah. Dang it. I get in these conversations and I get carried away. There you are.
Can you at least hear me? All right.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Right, because it's enough. We got at least another hour and a half to 2 hours yet, and can you hear me?
Barely. You're cutting in and out. Can you hear her, Lou?
Okay.
No. Now we're losing her signal.
It's great to meet you. Can you hear? How about this? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So look, I'm a sprint guy. I'm a sprint guy. Bro, it was great to meet you. I got another 2 hours and a half to 2 hours and get us cheap. So
nice to meet you too, EJ. Hopefully I'll be back on. I miss everybody, so I need to get my foot back in gear.
My screen. Don't go anywhere.
I didn't catch you. I heard don't go anywhere, but that was the only thing I heard. Did you get that, Father Fish? She's cutting out. I didn't get it.
No. Well, I think we lost her.
Yeah. Is EJ on your show quite a bit?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I won't see her again. So if I can hang around just a little bit more, I'll get to see her more. So
yeah, absolutely.
She's really cool. I really like her.
She's a sweet girl. All right, we got the chat here beating me up.
Yeah, I've seen some questions about a substrate for a saltwater tank.
Yeah, that's right. Dakota Gibson has got a saltwater tank and wants to know what to do. Do it as a deep substrate. The way you do that is you want to get some mud. If you are close to an ocean or a body of salt water, get out in there and collect some mud from the bottom of it and put at least an inch of that in the bottom of your tank and then cap it with a couple inches of sand. If you cannot do that, try to get some live culture from a store. If you got a store near you, a saltwater store, see if they will sell you some live culture. That's the most important thing you can do. If you can get live sand, not a bag of sand that's called live sand. That ain't no good. It's got to be out of an existing tank or out of the wild, one or the other. Put an inch of that in, cap it with a couple of inches of just plain sand, or if you can get sand from the beach, put that in as well. Put that in on top of your dirt. You want it 3 to 4 inches deep. and then fill it with water. Your water, if you can get natural seawater, use it. Do not spend the money to buy salt water at $8 a gallon. Don't do it. If you cannot get raw seawater, then make it with salt. Get a hydrometer, mix it yourself. It will be fine. Once you've got all that, then you need to get some live rock, live sand, live plants, live anything that has microfauna living on it. The rock is best. Don't buy dry rock that is called live rock. It is not live rock. To be live rock, it has to have living organisms on it.
Best place to get that is a sump at a saltwater store. They keep it in their sumps. They keep the live rock in their sumps, and they sell it by the pound too. But they've got this purple real reef, I think's the name of it. Don't bother. It's just fake coralline painted. It's supposed to look like coralline algae on it, but it's really not. It's just purple paint on rocks, and it's really live rocks. Now there is a Fiji. Who am I thinking of? He lives in Fiji. The aquarium legend. He sold mud. You know who I'm talking about, Father Fish?
I do, yeah.
But there's a Miracle Mud, I think is the name of it. You can also buy that if you want to, if you can't get actual mud, because a lot of fish stores do not sell that. They don't set up tanks like this, unfortunately. But you can get, they might have it. You might be able to find it online, but it's an old school product. But he actually gathered it from the mud flats in Fiji. It is from the wild. And dang it, I can't remember his name for nothing now, but I think it's called Miracle Mud or something like that.
You ever look at the GARF, GARF website? They started all this back in the 90s, doing deep substrate saltwater systems, and they developed the techniques and technology for doing it. They're the ones that came up with the Miracle Mud, a name which has since been used by other people. But yeah, it's actual mud from an actual saltwater system that is loaded with bacteria and microfauna. And that's really what you need to start your tank, if you can find it.
I'm looking right now, Father Fish. They've got it on eBay. They've got a Aqua Cave, Marine and Reefs got it. Walmart's even got it. It looks like premium. No, it looks like aquacave.com has got it the cheapest. I'm also looking at a few other things for you here. Yeah, there's a 5 pound of it. Ecosystem makes it, I think. Yeah, it's got trace elements, minerals, and components. Yeah. Ecosystem Aquarium Miracle Mud.
Now, you want to try to get something that's live. You don't want to get something that's been in a sealed bag for 6 months, because it's going to be weird. That won't be live.
Right.
So try to get it from your local shop. If you have a local shop, they will have something live in there for sure, no matter how they keep fish. So if you try to work with them, see if they'll help you out. Tell them what you want to do, that you want to do a live tank. And if they don't understand that and don't like it, then go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are crazy people out here who think that sterility is the way to go, and they're wrong.
You want to get that? I just went to one of my local fish stores, right? And there's a kid working there, and I say kid, he's in his 20s. And I said, hey, where's your box filters at? And he goes, what? I said, your box filters. And he goes, what's that? And, you know, he showed me all these high-end filters. I said, no, little plastic box filters, clear, you know what I mean? And he's like, no, I don't know what you mean. And I'm like, ooh, I'm a little old here, I guess, to be talking to this feller. But he had no idea what a box filter was.
Yeah, I believe it.
And it made me feel about that big. So, yeah. I bought.
It should have made you feel that much bigger than him, because he's He's a lost soul.
No, he's a professional.
I see. Ah, right.
I like my sponge filters, and the reason why I like a box filter more than a sponge filter is if you've got certain fish that requires different, like my water's liquid rock, it's hard as can be, and I've got cory cats. The eggs don't like alkaline water; they like slightly acidic water, pH from 6.0, 5.5. Cory eggs don't like to hatch in hard water, so I have to put peat in a box filter to lower my pH.
Oh, yeah.
Some fish like hard water. If you've got soft water, you might want to put crushed oyster shell in a box filter and it'll raise your pH. So that's why I like the box filter. You can't do it with the sponge, but I like a box filter because of that. So I'm old school. I'm weird. I do it on the cheap too. That's the only way I can keep all the tanks.
Really, really.
I would
Oh,
like
what's going on here? Let's see. Oh, Bass Queen is helping Dakota.
yes.
Says Live Art Aquatics in Independence, Missouri has the Miracle Mud. Guess they're in Missouri. Vibes Aquatics. Talking about people going to Aquashella.
Yeah.
I don't know if PJ's going to go or not. She might. She won't be that far from it.
I've never been.
I went to Orlando last year, and it was a gas. It was a kick in the head. I enjoyed it. What was most fun was meeting all the YouTubers.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
And being one. That was fun.
I was on my way to getting 1,000 subs, and I had to quit. You know, I was racking them up there for a while, but
I know you were. No, we need to get back. Yeah.
I was doing it because I liked it. Yeah, I wasn't trying to make money off YouTube.
Try to do one live stream a week.
I know. I thought about it. I need to.
Yeah.
I need to get
You'll enjoy it. Everybody will enjoy you.
Thanks.
Let's see. Vibes Aquatics, best filtration. Deep substrate, sponge filter, or rose box filter. Same difference, really.
Yeah.
They work the same way. Thomas Hines, for filter for marine tanks, water movement. Absolutely right, Thomas. The key to effective filtration in saltwater is a good pump that's going to move a heavy flow. You want a lot of water movement in a saltwater tank, not a little bit. And you want at least 2 sources of moving water. 3 is better. And with the 2, you want the water going like this. You want it crashing. You don't want a current, because in a current you get dead spots, places where the current's not flowing, and nothing will live in that. By having the current smash up against it, it's called turbidity. It'll cause the water in the entire tank to move.
Yeah. You don't want the dead spots.
You don't want dead spots. That's right.
Scott said, Ro, can you make a box filter with a soup container from fast food? I can make one out of anything if given the right. As long as you know how it operates, you can make it out of anything. I mean, the sponge filter, it's the same. I mean, you got airflow and the air moves the water in behind it. So, I mean, it's the same concept. I've made them out of PVC. I've made them out of car wash sponges. I've made them out of water bottles. I've made them out of everything. Everything.
Vibes Aquatic Father Fish at Aquashella, Orlando. Yeah, that was wonderful. It was a good time.
You know what I like most about the sponge filters and box filters, though? They're really hard to tear up. Oh, there went your backdrop.
Lost it, didn't I? I mean,
yeah,
where'd it go?
You have to do your house just like me.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I got tanks everywhere, though. Even in this room, I've got, let's see, 1 there, 2 there, 1 in the floor, 1 behind my head. I've got 1 beside.
I am just starting to set up tanks. I've been here for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and I came in. I was exhausted when I got
You didn't
here.
stop by on your way through. You didn't stop by Tennessee on your way through.
I didn't stop by anywhere. We were on the road. I had a big truck, and I was following it in my van. So I drove 2 vehicles up here. It was my God. It was $1,500 just for gas.
Oh my!
It was amazing.
So, are we going to see a Father Fish store open there?
You know, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'm thinking about a different concept though.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I want to open not a store, but I'm in Salisbury, the little town called Salisbury. It's about maybe 150, 200,000. Pretty good sized small city with a university. And a lot of industry, a lot of business. So I think it's a good market to be in. But I want to do it as an aquarium society store, like a co-op.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just like let's go there and see what we've got from other hobbyists today. Or opening
So it'll be a membership, like $100 a year membership. And then you get a 25% discount on everything.
That's awesome.
Be able to order stuff in specifically for people, and then be able to do it as not as a business, but as a club, as a hobby, and have
you can get the non-for-profit too. You can get a non-profit license for all that too. Run it as a non-profit, and you will be doing good.
Yeah, that's what I want to try to do. It's I started a club running my shop, and it worked against the shop because everybody who joined the club found that they could get all the fish they wanted from each other, and they never came into the store to buy anything.
Yeah, you're gonna mess yourself up there.
I really did. So I want to do it in a different way. I want to do it not as a club, but as a membership society, a co-op, really, a cooperative with meetings. So we'll be able to get together regularly, do auctions, do all the other club stuff, but do it as a membership. I saw a place in Holland that was doing it years ago. They had their own building, and it was full of fish tanks that people came in and maintained. It was a club that had tanks in the clubhouse.
That's awesome.
That kind of knocked me out. So I want to try to do something along those lines. We'll see. Let me
ask you, is there any other fish stores around you that would not like that?
No, I don't think so. There's one that really doesn't amount to much. It's like a small PetSmart.
No, don't worry about it.
Built exactly the same way. There's no fish store per se. The closest one is Dover, Delaware, and that's almost a 2-hour drive north of me. So
would you have a shipping component with it? Like, say if this Tennessee gal wanted to be a member of the co-op, could I have fish?
Absolutely, you bet.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I started doing that with the Venice Aquarium Society. We actually had people bidding on auction items online, and it was a little wacky, but it worked out pretty well actually.
Maybe I can help with that website. Maybe I can do like host the auction or something.
We'll work something out. I wanted to do it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I think what I need to get is I need to get around and meet some people. I'm going to make up some little bowls, betta and shrimp bowls, and take them to the local farmers market. Plus anywhere else I can go. There's a crafts thing every week or once a month, and go there with these and see if I can't begin to build a membership. Start collecting emails and phone numbers, and then set up a meeting. Start getting some people together.
I've got a membership option on my website too, and backpack off mine, to piggyback off mine to get it done before we want to. Excuse me one second.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
No. Go energize yourself. Sorry. Sorry, I had to play mama for a moment.
It's all right. We're down to it here. We've been here for an hour. Ro, it's been fun having you. Nice to see you. Yeah, great. Glad you popped in and we got a chance to spend some time together.
Yeah, I miss you, Lou.
I miss you too. Miss you too. We'll see if we can find a way to get you back.
That's it. I think that's kind of going to be again.
Friday night, yeah, we'll be with EJ Friday night. Mary would have been here tonight, but she does not have online service right now. She's got fiber optic, and it's not working. So hopefully that'll get resolved by next week. I'm sure you'd like to see Mary. I know she'd like to see you.
Yeah, I miss everybody.
Take care, Ro. Love
All
you.
right.
Love
You
everybody.
too.
See you all next Friday and next Monday. Bye for
Sounds
now.
good. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.